welcome to another episode of Beyond Baseball Shorts. My name's Jared Perkins, and I am here with an awesome guest today, Damiano Palmegiani from the Toronto Blue Jays. Damiano, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate you joining. So the first question I always kind of kick people off with is, for the viewers that don't know you, just give us a little background in your journey, how you got to where you are, and made it here with the Toronto Blue Jays and started your professional career.
Yeah. It feels like it's been a quick journey, but it's got a lot of layers to it. But briefly put it, I grew up in British Columbia, Canada. Played all the way through minor baseball there, Cloverdale minor baseball. And then I actually went over into Alberta, so Canadian viewers might know what I'm talking about, and went over there to play at the Vauxhall Baseball Academy for 3 years, from the 10th grade to my senior year, and then played through there. Went to Cal State Northridge out of high school. Did one season of that, and then obviously COVID year after
Mm-hmm.
that was a weird year, so kind of a scratch off year. Transferred to College of Southern Nevada. Had the most fun of my life playing baseball, and had a good year there. Fortunate enough to be drafted by the Blue Jays, who even beforehand, I guess as a fan, were my favorite team. So it worked out really well. And yeah, and then flash forward to this year, finished my first full pro season. Went well, a lot of good stuff, a lot of stuff to work on. And it's just, yeah, now we're here. So summing it all up in like 2 minutes.
That's awesome. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the first question I got, because I worked baseball operations at the University of Nevada, Reno, and the College of Southern Nevada was a powerhouse in the junior college circuit. What was it like playing there, and what's some of your biggest memories from that time?
Yeah. No, you couldn't have said it better. I mean, from the first day I was there, I mean, just the identity of success that you're ingrained. I mean, when you think of like West Coast JUCOs, obviously outside of the California League, you think of your Arizona schools and CSN as well, as the powerhouses, and you're kind of taught to embrace that, to be proud of that, and to understand that it really is it's a priority of the whole program to not only win, but also to be a pipeline to top 25 D1
Mm-hmm.
programs, and pro as well. So just being around a lot of a group of guys who had kind of the same goals as me, and a lot of D1 bounce backs, a lot of high school prospects that chose not to sign to go to 1 year JUCO, stuff like that. So just having a lot of great guys around me to push. Iron sharpens iron, whatever they
Yeah,
say, and then
yeah.
the coaching staff just super proud of the program and proud of us. So yeah, like I said, it's a powerhouse. It's up there. I'd put it. I'm biased, but I'd put it as the top five JUCOs in the nation to get better and to get somewhere out of. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember talking to because I think the University of Nevada had a couple guys that played there, and they were like, that team could compete with a lot of D1 schools, like hands down, easily could compete with them.
Yeah, and that's like I said, I'm biased, but that really is the case. That all jokes aside, that is true. Especially the year I was there, coming out of COVID, so a lot of weird things were happening. A lot of a little bit of an older team, and like I said, a lot of high school guys who, because of the shortened draft, they were going to go. But whatever happened, and they chose not to sign somewhere. D1 1 year JUCO, so that team was loaded, and so were all the other schools, which is so
Yeah,
cool. We played Yavapai, we played, like even Salt Lake City, all those, like all these schools were it was a solid. You could compare it with D1 baseball in every way, and I was just proud to be a part of it.
yeah, that Arizona JUCO circuit's insane too.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Like I said, like there's that when we're talking West Coast, like
Yeah.
JUCOs, it's the real deal.
Yeah. One thing I want to get into too is kind of your journey going from Canada to playing college. But how awesome was it to get drafted by the one of the only team in Canada.
Right, right. Yeah, it's crazy when you really think about how the pieces really have to fall into place for that to
Yeah,
happen, given there's only
yeah,
30 teams and one from Canada. But eh, when you're leading up into the draft, there's teams in the mix that maybe are more than others, and you don't want to, for me, I didn't want to say it in the moment, but I was like, man, it'd be really cool if the chips all fall and it works out with
yeah,
Toronto. They're my favorite team, and just it kind of just almost like a dream scenario kind of just unfolded that way. More boxes started to get checked from them, and more the dialogue got more open. I started seeing more cross checkers and stuff, and most of them didn't even know I was from Canada, which was, I think, I like that too, honestly.
yeah.
And then so it was, yeah, it just worked out great. And then just to see my name pop up next to the logo, obviously that just means it's the start of a journey. But it's just, it's that first little dream come true of hopefully many to follow. But it was great, and I got a lot of heart and soul in the organization. So
That's awesome. And we had a fan question kind of related into the similar realm. If you had to choose for the World Baseball Classic, would you play for Venezuela or would you play for Canada?
yeah, that's a funny question. Yeah, so as of right now, I mean, I can't. I'm not sure what their stance is with the media and disclosing stuff like that, but it's going to be someone in a selection camp. So we'll just leave it at that, and we'll hope everything works out, and that I can put it on and go compete at the highest level. But for now, it's just selection camp, and we'll see from there.
It's awesome. So I guess the other couple questions I want to ask here too. We kind of focus on the humans outside of the game. So what are some of your passions that you have away from baseball?
Yeah. I'm a big sports guy in general.
Yeah,
So obviously I do keep up with I know some guys in pro ball, maybe have like a disconnect from like MLB baseball when their season's done, and they keep up, but not like as a fan. But like I'm all about it. I like keeping up with it. I've been doing it since I was a kid. Same with the NBA, NHL, even
yeah,
soccer, NFL. I just like watching all the sports. It's fun for me. Fantasy is always fun. But aside from that, I'm a big family and friends guy. I love hanging out with my family, even if it's just sitting around doing nothing.
yeah.
Same with my friends. Obviously I hang out a lot with my girlfriend too, and it's just I like to chill. That's the best way to put it. If I can kick my feet up, have a good conversation, maybe watch something on TV. That's all I do, really.
Yeah. If you make that major league debut, are you drafting yourself in the first round in fantasy baseball?
Oh shoot. Oh geez, I can't. If I have the first pick, probably not. But maybe 10 years from now. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a couple other questions here too. So I always ask a restaurant question, like what's everybody's favorite restaurant? But we did receive a fan question that said, "What's your go-to order at the famous Canadian donut shop, Tim Hortons?"
Oh, that's a great question actually, because I have a perfect answer for it. I go sausage farmer's wrap with large iced latte, unflavored, and a usually just a plain bagel with cream cheese on the side. That's my breakfast right there.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I've never been to Tim Hortons and I've been to Canada twice. I
For
need to get
everybody, yeah, for everybody listening in, if you find yourself in Canada, you see a Tim Hortons sausage farmer's wrap. Trust me, just trust me, and you're gonna be hooked.
That's awesome. And so the last question I always ask, just because we're focused on that human side, is for players who are kind of making the same journey with you, whether it's going to JuCo level or trying to make that adjustment for the pros. What's that kind of one piece of advice you always have for guys as they kind of make their way to professional baseball?
Yeah. I guess there's like two things I'd really stress. I'd stress like keep your eye on the end goal. Never
Yeah,
lose sight of it. Like say it out loud. You don't have to come across as cocky. Find ways to verbalize it where people can support you and really understand that it's your dream and you can do it. I always said it. I mean, I'm gonna play professional baseball. I didn't ever mean it as look at me, and I never said it unless it was called for. But um, that was my end goal, and so
yeah,
be okay with verbalizing it, and be okay with with, maybe putting yourself out there. So maybe some people might laugh, and some people might just not see it, and that's fine. But you got to keep your circle small with people who do see it and do support you and want to get you in every way possible the support that you need to get there. Now, along with the end goal, like, that's one thing, but the entire, foundation of it has to be with the process. And you got to have that end goal in sight, wake up and look at it every day in the mirror. However, it is a process, and you got to absolutely love doing it. When I was in JuCo, before every practice, before every game, and even now in pro, like, I want to get those extra reps in. I want to get it off the machine. I want to do everything, make practice as uncomfortable as possible to make the game comfortable. And that's just part of the process. And you do it so much, and it could become kind of mundane. And same thing every day. Some days you're
Yeah.
good at it, some days you're not. But you gotta love it. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta just be okay with doing it. Look forward to doing it. Look forward to doing the stuff that is the process. And if it's something that you don't like doing, or that it's tough doing, that that usually means it's something you need to do. And I don't love everything I do, but I do love that it helps. So that's my piece of advice. Be very clear with your end goal, but and see it every day, talk about it every day, but there's no way you can get there without loving the process of it.
Yeah, and one thing I really love that you touched on too is surrounding yourself with like the right people because we talk about it all the time. I think at Major League University, like you're creatures of your own environment. So like the
Right.
people you surround yourself with are constantly going to be turning you in the positive direction or the negative direction. So if you have yourself surrounded with people who are constantly negative and telling you can't do things, then you're just not going to do them. So
Right. No, right, 100%. And I've been blessed with a great support circle of friends, family, but also like teammates, like
mhm.
even your own teammates. They see the angle for me, and I see the angle for them. So, why wouldn't we help each other out? It only makes us better, right? So it's understanding that you want that support around you, and in order to receive it, you got to give it a little bit too. You got to understand, like, they're in that journey too. So you got to help each other out. And it just helps you grow as a person, and you get that support. You got people in your corner.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome perspective to end on. And Damiano, can't thank you enough for taking the time to join us. This has been awesome. And we're wishing you the best of luck in 2023.
Awesome. Thank you, Jared. Thank you for your time.